Blasphemous 2 is the follow-up to the much-loved original by indie developers The Game Kitchen, and like its predecessor, I can confidently say that this game is worth a trophy hunter's time and attention. From what I remember of the original, it improves upon it in every way. You play as the Penitent One, a badass holy warrior sworn to a solitude of silence and tasked with destroying the ominous Miracle, an entity whose believers give it power. The Miracle corrupts everything around it and seems to be in direct confrontation with God. This God sends a messenger and tasks the Penitent One to stop the Miracle's rebirth, which has manifested itself as a giant beating heart above the Blessed City, after being dormant since the end of the first game. Think Freddy Krueger, the more people that forget him, the less powerful he is. In the way of the Penitent One's mission are a cult wholly devoted to the Miracle, sworn to protect it at any cost. These guardians serve as the main bosses of the game, so you must cut through them to gain access to the upper city, to reach the heart and confront the Miracle. The story and lore, although interesting, is layered with many interpretations. I do recommend some further reading and videos if you want to make a bit more sense of it. What I can make sense of is that Metroidvanias are one of my favourite genres. I love how atmosphere, exploration, and combat usually come together to make something truly special. I'll never forget exploring the early areas of Super Metroid and absorbing the spooky environment and sense of wonder. Blasphemous 2 nails this trinity of game design firmly and confidently. Secrets are always a joy to find, and everything feels rewarding as you explore the varied biomes, with new abilities allowing you to delve deeper and deeper. Combat is fast and fluid, with the introduction of new weapons, each with very unique playstyles and their own skill trees. You choose the first weapon from the beginning, with the other two picked up later on. This can affect in what order you must tackle the first areas and bosses. The atmosphere drips heavy with macabre Catholic iconography, whilst the music complements each zone. You'll find the religious and horror undertones never let up even for a second. So it's obvious I think the game is amazing, but what about the trophy list? It's surprisingly varied for the completionist, and generous enough with a single playthrough with its 14 story trophies, most of which are silver. These are awarded for killing bosses, which are always fun to fight. Their varied movesets and designs really stand out from each other. I feel like it is a bit easier than Blasphemous 1 was, but that's likely due to the much improved combat options and abilities. I always look forward to what bosses would do at lower health, as they often gain new abilities and just go nuts. There's some really cool moments here. Finishing the game, you'll find 2 endings available. One that needs a little bit of extra work, but it's not missable or anything, so getting 100% everywhere else for the other trophies will grant you the items you need for the alternate ending. Then there's the unmissable traversal abilities trophy, where you'll gain permanent upgrades like wall climb, double jump and air dash. Unlocking each of these, like any good Metroidvania, allows you to backtrack to areas and reach new heights to obtain previous chests, collectibles, shrines and all sorts of things. The map demands exploring, and it's easy to skip areas you'll want to return to later, things that look out of reach for now. Marking the map is always a good idea for these return trips, as is marking the map once you've collected something, a small recommendation that will help with trophy hunting later on as you whittle down what's left to find. And find things you will. There are 8 collectible trophies, and the amount of collectibles in this game is staggering. You'll find character improvement collectibles are plenty, items to gain more health flasks and magic flasks to improve health and magic potency. Then returning from the first game are rosary beads, which grant different resistances at different levels, plus items for their capacity increase. Brand new to Blasphemous 2 is the altarpiece of favors and their wooden figurines you can collect. These grant build-changing bonuses and is a massive improvement to character customization and expression over the first game. You basically unlock figures to equip through the sculptor, an NPC who carves them out for you. These offer bonuses to all sorts of stats like attack increase, defense, improved dodging. The variation is quite impressive. What's really awesome here is that certain combinations of the eventual 8 you're able to equip grant you new attacks or change certain properties. Favourites of mine were an air dodge explosion, a lightning generated ground dash, and making the fiery incense hammer even more explosive than it already is. Player expression is really well represented here. There's lots of room to experiment with different builds. Then you'll be finding all the other collectibles to help the plethora of NPCs in this world. Silent Sisters, Vigils of Deathbed Daughters, little cute cherub dudes, even hidden symbols. These all bob and weave to unlock other trophies. Everything seems connected to progressing the trophies. The 5 side quest trophies, for example, also award many of the above items. Side quests are varied, if not weird and wacky endeavours that showcase some really messed up visuals, but that's just the gory and strange world of Blasphemous. Finding all the Vigils of Deathbed Daughters will unlock several combat arenas, which in turn award new magic figures and health flasks. Getting all the cute cherub dudes will build platforms to martyr point speeds and other rewards. Then the Silent Sisters are a worthwhile quest to finish, as you can unlock permanent travel between save points and other upgrades. It feels like everything is worthwhile and has natural progression for the trophy hunter when multiple things interweave with each other. There's not really a wrong order to do anything, and all progress feels valid. The only real problematic collectible for me were the martyr points, which are used for unlocking the weapon skill nodes and are required for a 100% completion trophy. Martyr points are awarded for leveling up, but only 40 of them. You'll find 25 of them around the map, with the rest awarded for side quest completion, defeating certain bosses, and even a couple being bought from the shops. You'll need 90 of these in total to unlock all of the weapon memories, so believe me when I say every single one counts. I spent a good while tracking down the last one I needed. The 100% trophy I mentioned needs all weapon memories unlocked for each weapon, which will include finding the shrines that unlock the weapon's tiers. There are 3 for each weapon. You also need 100% map completion, and I found this map one of the easiest 100% maps I can think of. Compared to other games that needed this, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There are 4 grind related trophies, but really nothing to worry about, as they only require 300 kills of each weapon and 50 total execution kills. They all arrived naturally for me without having to farm anything. A couple of miscellaneous trophies will task you with hitting a bell 12 times for Happy New Year, hitting an enemy for over 250 damage with a single strike. This can be a bit tricky, and you need to influence your damage using the wooden figure altar system, as long as you've unlocked the relevant figures, so it might be best left until later on. The easiest trophy in the whole game is to fall into a pit of spikes for Welcome Back. It's surely unmissable, but who knows, maybe there is someone out there who left this until last. And there's a speedrun of sorts. From a new game, you must reach a certain boss room within 30 minutes. It's pretty tough. There's an optimal route, of course. From picking up the broadsword first, you must navigate to collect the other weapons. This is because the boss room requires all 3 traversal skills from the weapons to reach. There are some tricky rooms here and there, but even with mistakes, I achieved this on my first go. So the trophy I left until last was my favourite. I have read up of a surefire way to get flawless penance, where you must defeat a boss without getting hit. That's not really my style, so I decided to fight one of my favourite bosses on a new save file. Keep in mind this is missable. If you complete the game without gaining this, you'll have to start a new one and battle your way to whatever boss you want to attempt. I went with Oruspina, the fancy embroider, who can be the second boss if you pick up the hammer first. I knew it would be an epic showdown. Her moveset is just so cool, deadly, graceful, but also pretty choreographed. She has no bullet hell moves other than an easily dodged triple aerial attack and a mid-health bar attack that again is easily dodged if you hang about in the middle. Mastering the parry and dodge is integral for her grounded attacks, but I love stuff like this. It's the Mega Man fan in me, watching for the patterns and learning with each defeat, and this took a lot of defeats, many attempts, but was really worth it. I had so much fun going for this one. Hopefully it sums up how cool this game can be. So please sit back and enjoy the badassery. And that's the Blasphemous 2 Platinum for me. It was fun and rewarding. The exploration and combat were genuinely enjoyable. The soundtrack and visuals are amazing, and Platinum felt natural, challenging, but also varied. It's literally what I want from the games that I get Platinums in. It never felt stale, chore, or even too difficult or too easy. It was pretty much just right. 40 hours isn't terrible either, considering I didn't use many guides and pretty much started a new game to get the no hit on a boss trophy. I highly recommend you give this one a go. And with that, I return to my slumber until the next Platinum is in need of earning. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video, but take it easy as always. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.